Welcome back to Color Class. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And today we're looking at the Emmys. We're going to be taking a look at some good gowns and some amazing, breathtaking gowns.
We are coming at you with harmony.
Oh,
we are going to show you where we saw harmony and where we may not have seen harmony.
Yes.
And we're going to use this particular video as a review for an element that's very important in your color analysis training to be able to find harmony with your eyeballs.
All right, so first up, I am obsessed with Ilona, so I'm just going to go straight to Ilona because she looked amazing. The blue velvet, it has a softness, even though she's
did it all
pretty
right.
soft.
She did everything right.
Right.
Even to the point that if you notice, now sometimes somebody in this dress might take the hair and pull it back, sleek it, make it really sleek back and just leave all the detail in the face. She did not.
Yes.
She softened it just a little bit and she did it brilliantly.
Right. And one thing to remember is Ilona, even though she has very cool hair, it has a softness to it. So remember, we have talked about the 6 dominant characteristics. Where she would fall is deeper because she has deeper hair, cooler because right here it looks very cool. I've seen her with some warm looks, so I'm keeping an eye on you, Ilona. But when we go to the soft clear, what happens? We have some softness in there because her hair isn't just jet black. It doesn't have very high contrast. There is something very soft about it.
And we thought we would bring up a contrast for you remember we always say that if you have harmony, your face, your shoulders, your dress, they arrive in the room at the same time you do.
Right. Which Ilona did. She looks beautiful. The blue is very neutral.
There is nothing that you can say about her look that isn't harmonious.
Her shoulders look amazing. Wink, wink, wink. I love you, Ilona.
Fangirl here. However, Aja here, the dress arrives.
Right.
And then, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes later, we might notice Aja. And
it arrived in the room before she did.
So what does that tell us? There is no harmony. The harmony is not there.
It's like it needed more depth to it, the dress, because Aja has depth to her. The dress needed a little bit of depth to make her stand out before the dress. Now, we know designers do this often. They want the dress to arrive before the celebrity does.
Because they want people to notice the dress. And this was a fancy dress and it, had some really unusual elements. I get it. I get it. But let the girl shine.
Right.
This is her moment.
I think having more of her hair in front would have brought more contrast, but it's still...
I think it just... without elements of her in the dress somehow, working them into the dress, I think that it was destined to just, and everybody it was, I'm sure saying, look at that dress.
Yes.
And that's not a success.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how it could have been adjusted, like maybe adding the hair to the front, a brighter lip color, just so it brings more contrast up. But it would definitely take a lot of contrast to get it to a point where she arrives before that dress.
It did not happen.
But her legs look amazing.
Yeah, she does. I mean, she's a beautiful woman.
Yes.
But, when you wrap something up in gauze, around the middle and have a big, giant train on it, you're going to lose the beautiful woman.
It's so funny because I just mentioned her legs, and look what's framed in this image.
The legs.
Her legs are framed. There's literally the dress is framing her legs.
Yes.
So maybe she was just trying to show off her legs because she did an awesome job.
Okay, great. But I'm a face girl. I think you start there.
Next, medals. We talked about how popular medals were.
And every fashion magazine on the planet identified that medals, this particular award show was all about medal. Specifically silver medals.
Yes.
And we're going to show you some places where silver medals really didn't belong on the wearer. This is one of those cases. It's not horrible. This is Gillian Anderson. Gillian Anderson. She's pretty, but the harmony is not there. You want to bring harmony from the top of the head to the tip of the toe.
The problem is her hair has some warmth to it. And what's happening is her hair is going yellow. If you are somebody in a very cool, soft dress and you have any bit of yellowness to your hair,
like myself, I have gray hair, but you can pick up yellow in it.
It's going to go brassy.
It'll look like straw.
I mean, that's just what happens. Right. I mean, that's color. That's what happens.
You take that same color, where there might be, some golden blonde happening, and you put something similar in a gold tone dress, and you get this look of Christine Baranski's where she rocks it from head to toe.
And you know what's so funny? We always talk about the color is going to try to pick things out to create harmony. Her hair looks exactly like her dress. The dress is literally finding harmony in her hair and making it the exact same colors.
It does not look like straw.
No, it looks rich. It looks golden.
Shiny,
it looks
healthy.
Yes.
That's what happens when you have color harmony from head to toe.
And you notice there's are those flowers on her dress, the silver?
Yeah, I think
it's not wrapped around her neckline, which is so nice, because if there was a giant silver
right up
thing
around
here,
face,
it would have done the same thing to Gillian.
This is Oscar de la Renta, and Oscar de la Renta is premier at making a woman look beautiful. His designs have never and they never to this day compete with a woman's beauty. Go out and look at some.
I don't know about that.
All right. And this would be great to put in the comments below.
I think I've seen some dresses that are definitely, he wanted to make sure they stood out.
All right. About it. But I think that of designers, there are some who really do an excellent job of dressing the woman, making the woman look beautiful, and some not much.
Yeah. This, I absolutely love these two because it is the perfect example of cool versus warm. So we have Robin Roberts and Zuri Roberts. Ooh.
No relation, I don't think.
Ooh, the competition of Roberts here.
Don't know.
All right, so what do we have? We have warm hair, warm skin tone.
Similar with both beautiful women.
Right. On the left, we have a cool dress. On the right, we have a warm brown. Look at what happens. Do you see what we were talking about earlier where the dress is going to try to find harmony? So the black dress is finding harmony in her eyes. You can tell it looks like her eyeshadow was done a little bit deeper.
A little bit, but
and it's pulling her
hair's messed up.
Yep. Her hair, her roots. It's pulling her roots. So it's making those look darker. And then of course the shadows are going to look darker because what happens? The dress is trying to find harmony with the shadows. Versus on the right hand side, she's wearing a warm dress to match her warm skin tone. So for example, what we just talked about, her roots, they look warm. They look like a chocolate brown and not the black that Robin Roberts' hair is going.
And just for fun, look at the area under the cheekbones in both beautiful ladies. These ladies are beautiful ladies. Both of these ladies are gorgeous. If you look under the cheekbone on Robin, they're both Robert. If you look under the cheekbone on Robin, the color is kind of gray. It's not that cheekbone is not so perfect, beautiful. On Zuri, the cheekbone just sort of builds the face and makes the contours look perfect, and you don't have anything happening there like that up inverted C.
So as we talked about, the cool versus the warm, the cool dress versus the warm skin tone, it's going to create unevenness, patchiness within her skin tone. It's going to create dark shadows. That is what happens when you do not dress for your skin tone and your hair color.
For harmony.
For harmony purposes. And what we are going to see using color analysis and the science of color, because color is always going to find harmony and our eyes are always going to try to mush the color together to find that harmony. And that's just what's going to happen.
Sometimes that is a negative when you're looking at somebody's appearance,
right?
As shown here with Robin Roberts. Imagine that dress in
like a
chocolate on her.
So gorgeous.
It would have taken away 15 years on her look. I'm telling you.
It would have looked beautiful for sure. I mean, and it's such a stunning dress too. Like,
and the necklines are similar. These two dresses, the dresses are,
they both have shine. They both sparkle in a way. I mean, it's very similar. It's just cool versus worn.
And I said that comment about age because when you don't have harmony, you have extra years added to your face. And that is a fact.
All right, back to metals. Silvers. Now this is interesting because Katie here, we can tell her hair is going to go brassy like we mentioned earlier.
Straw.
Right, because she has warmth to it, competing with the coolness. We have, and it's going to go brassy. We know it, it happens.
And it won't look healthy.
Right.
It does not look healthy.
Right. But over to Ella. What is interesting because there does look like there's some warmth at the tips.
And I think her hair might be warm.
But the roots, those roots are cool.
They are. And her makeup has compensated for the coolness.
Right.
And her lip color being so strong. And so basically what you have is that column of sort of just this beautiful appearance. And this works for her. She did look at those earrings.
I was going to say the frame. The earrings are creating the frame with the coolness of the hair up top all the way around with the darker lipstick. So what are we looking at?
Harmony.
Her face.
Yes,
we instantly look at the harmony around her face that's focusing in. So we look at her, we think, oh wow, she looks amazing.
And she does.
Right.
But we struggled with her because whether to show you this particular image of her, because color wise it's not perfect.
Right. It's not the definition of color analysis. This would be the perfect color.
But treatment wise and harmony wise, she got it done.
Right. How it worked, her makeup, her hair, what they did, it's stunning.
Now, let me just say, I love Reese Witherspoon. I love her. I worship the woman. I think she's great. And she happens to be a big fan of color analysis. She's, you see her in articles all over the place talking about how she always likes to dress in her colors. She didn't get it done this time. You know who did? Laverne Cox. If you compare these two gorgeous women and the treatments on their dresses, they're both wearing black. Black is probably not appropriate for either of their seasons, but Laverne Cox got it done with her trim and her jewelry, whereas Reese did not.
So looking at Reese, it looks like they gave her darker eye makeup, which helps, but there's still not enough contrast up top. We did bring the neckline down. We have the flowers creating some softness, but I think the eye makeup went a little too heavy and the lip color is very diminished.
I would have gone to the designer and said, give me a different color flower down the front of my dress and make sure it's probably a pale gold. Then it would have created that, given her the line, she would have been statuesque. There wouldn't have been that spatter of white down the front. And so Reese, if you're listening, next time, talk to us about that trim.
Maybe a little bit darker of a brow too. I feel like her brows are getting lost.
I think that's because of the heavy eye makeup.
Right.
If we took away some of that heavy eye makeup, and I get it, I know why they tried that, but as long as you had black and white on a spring or someone who's more golden.
Yeah, she's like a little bit softer though. This one's tough. This one,
it's wrong. I mean this in the most loving way possible. We could have fixed this with a different color trim on this dress.
You know what? I would have probably just removed the heavy makeup and gone a little bit thicker on her neck jewelry. Because the bust line is so low. If we could put a few more flowers on there, like right at the chest, a few more flowers to soften it up, and then jewelry, remove the heavy eye makeup, I think it would have softened the
But
look
her
enough.
fair skin, I mean, she would have needed something like, black almost. In black, maybe a black with a little bit of diamonds happening in it.
Yeah, maybe something.
Black metals with diamonds, or just to pull it.
Right.
But so much easier to just pick a dress that's got just a hint of pale gold in it if you're going to wear black.
Mm-hmm. And we've already talked about Laverne Cox because we are blown away by how this look got pulled together and how well she did it. Because the jewelry, the lip color is bringing contrast from the dress. Her eye makeup bringing contrast from the dress. Her roots bringing contrast from the dress. Even though she has competing warmth and coolness, it all comes together.
Yeah, so she's deep and warm, and she's in a black dress and rocking it.
Mm-hmm. All right, last up, some more medals for you. Nicola Coughlan.
You know we love Nicola.
I do. I love Bridgerton, and I love her and her season. But you can see, I think naturally she's cool. Right here, it looks like she has warm eye makeup, warm highlighted blonde hair with a silver dress. Now, the reflectivity is reflecting a lot of black.
And the problem with this is when you don't have harmony, it looks like she's wrapped up in aluminum foil, and it's just a mess. Mm-hmm. With that pale, delicate skin, that porcelain, perfect. Just it could have been so much better. Right. It could have been more similar to what Catherine O'Hara is wearing, and she. I mean, I could see if everybody's trying to wear silver, but her silver had it was an overlayment to something that was the color of her hair or her warm tones, and it's all pulled together, head to toe. Imagine that dress on Nicola. I mean, maybe the style might be a little,
she could have pulled
older, but something in that color on her, she wouldn't have looked like a wad of aluminum foil.
So we are getting, with Catherine, we're getting more warmth pulled together, even though she's wearing kind of the metal look.
That's silver, yeah.
Exactly. So I think Catherine O'Hara did an amazing job pulling this together.
And look how beautiful her hair looks. You know how we talked about that kind of yellow, that golden blonde thing happening when you don't have harmony, that it tends to look like straw.
It goes brassy.
Look,
it goes like
how healthy her hair looks.
Oh, this is such a stunning dress. I love this. She looks incredible.
Indeed, she does.
So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Color Class today. We have done a video on Emmy gowns and textures and how that relates to color analysis. So I am going to link that in case you want to watch that as well. Don't forget, you can find us over on Patreon. We are also available on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and here on YouTube if you would like to help support us at all. Patreon, you can come chat with us. We are having such a great time. You get free content to download, take with you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask us over there. Also, if you want to support us here on YouTube, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing would be so helpful. So thank you again. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
This has been another Color Class, and we'll see you in our next video.